Hey guys! I hope that you guys are doing amazing wherever you are in the world. My name is Shikha, as always, and I hope that you guys are doing amazing wherever you are in the world. In this video, I want to speak to you guys about disappointment and how, yes, we feel disappointment with the world and with people in the world, other people outside of ourselves, other situations outside of ourselves. But I found that the most disappointed that we feel with is ourselves. I think I don't feel as disappointed with anyone else on this planet. In fact, I will give other people more chances than I will ever give myself. I will give more chances to every single person on this planet except for myself. And I'll be more cruel to myself than I am to anyone else. I'm more harsh with myself than anyone else. I'm more critical with myself than I'm with anyone else. And I have higher standards for myself than anyone else. Now, all of this obviously makes me the kind of person who does a lot of cool things and kind of lives the kind of life where I am proud to be the person I am and I admire myself and all that stuff, not to toot my own horn. But I wanted to specifically speak to you guys about disappointment and disappointing ourselves, because I get a lot of messages from you guys about that. And it's the same kind of refrain over and over again where you say, you know, I'm so disappointed in myself. I'm 23 years old and I haven't done everything that I wanted to do. Or I'm so disappointed in myself. I'm 35 years old and I thought I'd be further ahead, but I haven't done anything with my life. Or, you know, I'm so disappointed in myself. I'm 43 and I thought that I would be further ahead and I'd have done all of these things, but I'm just sitting at home, you know, watching TV and going to work, to a job that I hate, blah, blah, blah. The reason I wanted to mention this to you guys, the reason I really wanted to do this video, is because I feel like we kind of, as I said, we're very harsh on ourselves, we're critical, blah, blah. But not only that, I feel like we feel like we have this timeline that's looming over our head. Looming over our head. You know, everyone tells you by the time you're 22, you should have, start a multi-million-dollar business, and by the time you're 25 you should be married and have kids and a mortgage or 2-3 mortgages and one rental property. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, there's like all these random things in our head. We think, oh, this is what I should have achieved by this time. I should have achieved this by this time. I should have achieved this by this time. I should have had this by this time. I should be this by this time, blah blah blah. I really want you guys to understand that this is obviously just society's paradigm for us. You know, it's always telling us that, oh, you're a failure because you haven't achieved this. Go consume something. This is how society controls us. It's constantly telling us the same thing over and over again, that you're not good enough. You're not good enough. Go buy something. You're not good enough. Go eat something. You're not good enough. Go consume something. You're not good enough. Go drink some alcohol or do some drugs. You know what I'm saying? It's always constantly telling us that we're not good enough. And so we kind of have this refrain in our head that tells us we're not good enough. We should be doing more. We should have achieved more. We should be at this point in time. If I'm this old, if I'm this age, I should have done this by this time. And if I'm this age, I should have done this by this time. If I'm this age, blah, blah, blah. And I've done a video on this before, you know, that we are late bloomers. I am 35 now, and I feel like finally, after 35 years of living on this planet, 35 freaking years of living on this planet, I finally know who I am, and I'm finally living the life that I want to lead. And I'm finally not disappointed with myself, right? 35 years, guys. I mean, and so as you guys can tell, like, I mean, for me, 35 years is like, oh my God, I'm middle-aged, and I'm not even like living my life. But I always constantly try to bring myself to this point, which I'm going to tell you guys now, is that everyone is on a different path. And I know you've heard this a billion times before, I'm sure. But it is something that's so important to hear over and over and over and over again, because it's really important you guys understand this, that everyone is on a different path. You are not on the same path then as anyone else. You are not on the same path as anyone else on this planet. You have your own special, unique path that you have to follow, which might mean that you will not achieve anything by maybe until the time you're 80 or 85 or never in this lifetime, and maybe in the next lifetime, or maybe not in the next lifetime, and then lifetime after that, or perhaps never, right? And so you are on your own path. the main idea or the main thing that we need to remember in all this is that, are you living to the best of your ability? That's the main thing, I think. It doesn't matter if you've achieved anything, if you have achieved this or that, or you have this, blah, blah, blah. But the main thing is that, are you living to the best of your ability? Are you doing the best you can? Are you being the best human being that you possibly can? And are you doing the best that you can, right? I think that's the only thing that we need to really worry about. If you are not doing the best you can, if you are, letting things go and you're not living to the best of your ability, then perhaps, yes, then you need to look at your life and think, okay, where can I change myself? But if you are doing the best you can, and if you have done the best you can, and you are improving yourself, and you're moving towards a certain goal, even though you have no idea what that goal is, even if it's just enlightenment or awakening or being the best version of yourself as much as possible, as long as you are improving yourself on a constant basis, if you're moving towards something, even if you don't know where you're going, you're fine. You're on your path. No one can tell you that that's not your path, because every path that you look at, every human being on this planet is living a completely different life. And I don't know how to emphasize this enough. I mean, there's hundreds of stories out there of people who were 80 and started writing a novel and were really successful. So perhaps there's a novel still coming that you haven't written yet because you're still not 80 yet. Or there are hundreds of stories of people who were like 65 and retired, and suddenly all of a sudden they started drawing or painting and became a well-known artist. Or stories of people who did a lot of things when they were alive, like Franz Kafka wrote the Metamorphoses when he was alive, but he didn't publish it, and then his brother, I think, published it, and so he had posthumous success, after he was dead. So who knows what your life path is? Who knows when you're going to be successful, or when that's going to happen for you, when you're going to know yourself? You don't know. If I had known that I would be successful at 35, I wouldn't have been so disappointed in me for all this time. But of course, I would never know when I would be successful. No one ever knows when they're going to get to that point. And so we spend our time in disappointment and in being critical or harsh with ourselves. Can you imagine what kind of life we'd lead? It's such a sad life to lead. It's so harsh on ourselves. Why be so cruel to yourself? Isn't the world cruel enough to us? Aren't there enough cruel things happening in the world that you don't need to add more cruelty to yourself, So my main paradigm for all of this, my main lesson for all of this is for myself to realize that I have no idea, first of all, what I'm doing. I still have no idea. I know a little bit more than I did previously, of course, but I still have no idea what I'm here to do, and I'm still learning, and I'm still growing, and I'm still going to keep on going on this path. Perhaps I'll learn what I'm doing, perhaps I won't, perhaps it'll happen in this lifetime, perhaps it won't, perhaps I'll die early, perhaps I'll die in 5 years, perhaps I'll never die because they'll figure out how to make people live forever. We don't know anything. We don't know what the future holds for us. But I do know that if I do have great things coming towards me or bad things coming towards me, I don't want to spend this moment in time right now, this present beautiful moment, this gorgeous snowy day with ducks all around me, which are like awkwardly or surprisingly not scared of me. I don't want to spend these moments in disappointment with myself. I don't want to spend these moments crying and berating myself and hating myself because I haven't done enough. Because who knows what's going to happen in the future? Your life can change in an instant. In an instant, you can be in an accident and be paralyzed. In an instant, you can be famous. In an instant, you can write something and go viral. In an instant, you can have everything that you want and lose everything that you have. You know what I'm saying? So things happen so fast, things change so fast, you have no idea what's coming your way. So I don't like it. I don't like it because I feel sad when you guys send me messages saying that you're disappointed with yourself because you haven't achieved certain things that you thought you would have at this point in time. And obviously I say the exact same thing over and over again. You have a special, unique path you're on, a really special, unique path, based on all of your life experiences, based on your DNA, based on your ancestors, based on so many different paradigms, so many different things, that you cannot know what your path is going to look like. You cannot compare your path to someone else. Comparison is a thief of all happiness and all joy. As soon as we start comparing, we kill ourselves. We kill our creativity, we kill our joy, we kill our little child inside of ourselves, we kill all the happiness that we could ever have. So stop comparing your unique path, because it cannot be compared to anyone else's unique path. you're not going to follow the same path as anyone else. You're not. It's just not going to happen. Even if you do exactly the same things as everyone else, that is go to school, get a job, and retire, even in those things, you'll still have a very unique life that you lead. Even in that thing where you're doing exactly the same things as society tells you to do, you're going to have a very unique life, because there's going to be things that happen to you that will never happen to anyone else in the same sequence, with the same people, in the same country, in the same city. You know, everyone has a completely different life. And that's why it's so interesting to be alive, right? Because everyone is living such an awesome, unique life. I hope this makes sense to you guys. I hope I was able to explain myself to you guys. If you guys have any questions at all, please let me know. And if you guys have suggestions for future videos, let me know. And I shall see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.